this is what I get in return for 30 years of service for my company, and they send some yo-yo like you in here to try to tell me that I'm out of a job, they should be telling you you're out of a job.
You have a lot of gall coming in here and firing your #1 producer, and then you're gonna go home tomorrow and make more money than you've ever made in your life, and I'm gonna go home without a paycheck. F*** you.
I guess you'd leave me dumbfounded. I don't know where this is coming from. How am I supposed to go back as a man and explain this to my wife that I lost my job?
On a stress level.
Anyone who's ever been fired can most likely relate to the feeling of being let go from a job. This story follows a corporate downsizer who travels extensively for his job, exploring themes of isolation, connection, and the impact of technology on personal relationships. Up in the Air is a 2009 American comedy drama film, directed by Jason Reitman, starring George Clooney, Vera Farmiga, and Anna Kendrick.
I'm gonna need your key card. Great. Okay. Now, I want you to take the day, go get together your personal things, and then tomorrow, you get yourself some exercise. You go out for a jog, you give yourself some routines, and pretty soon you find your legs.
How do I get in touch with you?
Don't worry, we'll be in touch with you soon. This is just the beginning. I'll never see Steve again.
Ryan Bingham works for an American human resource consultancy firm specializing in employment termination assistant. His work constantly takes him around the country, conducting company layoffs on behalf of employers. Ryan also gives motivational speeches, using the analogy, "What's in your backpack?" to extol living free of burdensome relationships and material possessions. A frequent flyer, Ryan aspires to earn 10 million frequent flyer miles with American Airlines. While traveling, Ryan meets a woman named Alex, a professional who also flies frequently.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Alex.
Right. Oh, Maplewood card. How dare you bring that into this palace?
Hilton offers equal value and better food, but the Maplewood gives out warm cookies at check-in.
What they got to do with the cookies?
Yeah, I'm a sucker for simulated hospitality.
Yeah, there's an industry term for that. It's a mixture of faux and homey. Foamy.
They spend the night together and begin a casual relationship, deciding to meet up in various cities as their respective schedules allow. Ryan is recalled to his company's office in Omaha, Nebraska. Natalie Keener, a young ambitious new hire, promotes cutting costs by conducting layoffs via video conferencing. Ryan raises concerns to his boss that the new system is impersonal and undignified, and argues that Natalie lacks understanding about the firing process, and makes his point by asking her to simulate firing him.
I'm fired.
Yes, you're fired.
Never say fired.
You've been let go.
Why?
This is a mythical situation. How could I possibly know why?
Why doesn't matter. You never know why.
It's important not to focus on the why and rather to spend your energy thinking about your future.
Well, I'm going to spend my energy on suing you unless you give me a good reason why you're firing me.
Mr. Bingham, the reason's not important.
So you're firing me without grounds. Now I really have a lawsuit.
I get what you're trying to say, Ryan.
Don't take this personally, Mr. Bingham.
Personally? This is the most personal situation that you are ever going to enter, so before you try to revolutionize my business, I'd like to know that you actually know my business.
After proving his point, Ryan's boss, Craig Gregory, has Natalie accompany a reluctant Ryan on his next rounds of termination to observe the process. As they travel together, Ryan tutors Natalie on the basics of traveling light and efficiently. Natalie observes Ryan's methodology and handling people well, but she challenges his philosophy on life, particularly regarding relationships and love. But Ryan defends his lifestyle. One day, Natalie suddenly breaks down in the middle of the lobby because her boyfriend dumped her over text. They soon meet Alex, and together, Ryan and Alex comfort the shattered Natalie and share their own life experience with her.
I thought I'd be engaged by now. No offense.
None taken.
Sorry. When I was 16, I thought by 23, I'd be married, maybe have a kid, corner office by day, entertaining at night. I was supposed to be driving a Grand Cherokee by now.
Yeah, life can underwhelm you that way.
I mean, where did you think you'd be by,
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
Well, at a certain point, you stop with the deadlines.
It can be a little counterproductive.
That night, they crash a text conference and Natalie is able to let loose. The following day, Natalie castigates Ryan for his inability to commit to Alex, despite their obvious compatibility. Ryan dismisses her criticisms. At their next stop, Natalie is told to test run the video termination. She finds it challenging, but completes the task, and they're both called to return home. But before returning, Ryan makes a detour and invites Alex along. And together, they go to Wisconsin for his youngest sister's wedding. On the day of the wedding, Jim, the groom, gets cold feet, and Ryan's oldest sister asks him to intervene. Although counter to his personal philosophy, Ryan begins seeing the importance of relationships and talks to Jim.
Hey, come to think of it, last night, the night before your wedding, when all this shit is swirling around in your head, weren't you guys sleeping in separate bedrooms?
Yeah, Julie went back to the apartment. I was just by myself in the honeymoon suite.
Kind of lonely, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty lonely.
Life's better with company.
They marry, and Ryan has a great time with Alex at the wedding. After parting ways, while giving another motivational speech in Las Vegas, Ryan begins questioning his lifestyle and philosophies, and doubts what he lectures others about. He abruptly walks off stage mid-presentation and impulsively flies to Chicago to see Alex. He gets to her front doorsteps and waits excitedly.
So I was in the neighborhood.
Hey, honey, who's at the door?
It's just somebody who's lost.
Ryan is left stunned and heartbroken. On his way to the airport the next day, Alex calls him, chastising him for nearly wrecking her marriage, and says her family is her real life. He is merely an escape. On his flight home, the crew announces that Ryan has just crossed the 10 million mile mark. American Airlines chief pilot is aboard to personally congratulate him, and notes he is the 7th and youngest person to achieve the milestone.
You know how many times I thought about this moment? Played out the conversation that you and I would have right here.
Really? What did you want to say?
You know, I don't remember.
That's all right. It happened to all of us.
When asked where he is from, Ryan, realizing he has no real home, simply says, here. Back in Omaha, Ryan transfers 1 million frequent flyer miles to Julia and Jim so they can have a honeymoon. Craig informs Ryan that a laid-off employee has committed suicide, one who Natalie had previously fired. Upset over the news, Natalie quits via text message. The remote layoff program is stopped, and Ryan is sent back on the road, while Natalie attends an interview at a company she had previously wanted to join in San Francisco.
This guy says I'd be lucky to have you.
To whom it may concern. I can't even count the number of people I've fired in my lifetime. So many that I've actually forgotten what it's like to hire somebody. We've never met, but I know you'd be lucky to have Natalie Keener. My advice? Take her and don't look back. She'll be the best decision you've made in a long time.
Sure hope he's right.
Multiple people, who are all previously fired, talk about the true importance of life, and that work is not the end-all be-all. As Ryan re-enters the field at the airport, he stands in front of a vast destination board, contemplating. Looking up, he lets go of his luggage.
Tonight, most people will be welcomed home by jumping dogs and squealing kids. Their spouses will ask about their day, and tonight they'll sleep. The stars will wheel forth from their daytime hiding places. And one of those lights, slightly brighter than the rest, will be my wingtip passing over.
What's your thought of the ending? Do you think Ryan found peace? The film explores themes of identity, the consequences of a fast-paced, technology-driven world, and the search for meaning and connection in an increasingly isolated society. Up in the Air received critical acclaim for its poignant storytelling and nuanced performances. It resonated with audience for its exploration of contemporary issues and the human experience in a rapidly changing world. 接下来我们揭晓今天的学习内容。You have a lot of gall is an idiomatic way of expressing strong disapproval or criticism towards someone for their audacity, boldness, impudence, or lack of consideration. The term goal in this context refers to a brazen or insolent behavior, often characterized by a lack of respect or tact. For example, after what you did, you have a lot of gall to show your face here. Find your leg is an idiomatic expression often used to describe the process of becoming accustomed to a new situation, gaining stability or confidence, and finding one's footing, especially in unfamiliar or challenging circumstances. It can be applied in various contexts, such as starting a new job, adjusting to a different environment, or mastering a skill. For example, it may take a few weeks to find your legs in a new place. But don't worry, you'll get the hang of it. That's it for this episode of Cinephile. You can find more on the FUNDAY website. Let's make every day a fun day.
Never?
No.
Ever?
No.
You never want to get married?
Nope.
Never want kids?
Not a chance.
Ever?
Never. Is that so bizarre?
Yes.